Hello and welcome to Tales from the Nerd. I am your host, a random nerd / Kevin. This is my weekly podcast where I talk about the comics being released on January 15th. Now, my podcast, I talk about comics that are coming out every Wednesday, because comics come out every Wednesday of every week. Fun fact. But basically, yeah. Good news, I'm almost catching up on my books. I'm on the week of, let's say, I'm on the week of 18th, December 18th. So I'm almost there. I'm almost there of like comics catching up because I have like 40 books. That week came out like 40 books. So I'm like so far behind. But luckily I finished November's. I finished halfway through December's. Luckily the week of Christmas was like 3 books. So luckily I'll catch up easily. But Jesus, that's a lot of books. Because I organize them by like, when I read them, I organize them by 6. So I've like 6 books. So like each book takes me about 10 minutes to read. But besides the point, how is everyone doing? I'm doing well. Sort of. It's cold right now in Chicago. And if you didn't know, I live in Chicago. Yes, I live in Chicago. But other than that, yeah, we're going to go to the books of January 15th. So the first book, which is Aquaman number 56, written by Kyle Higgins, art by Matt Ryan, art by art by Aaron Lopresti. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The countdown to Aqua Baby has begun. As the birth of Aquaman and Mira's child grows near, don't miss this special interlude issue in a story that takes place days after Aquaman and Mira's engagement. A violent encounter with a resurgent kingdom of the Trench leads to an unexpected outcome, and the conflict sheds new light on Aquaman and Mira's plan for their future. So this is a interlude. Basically, it's a story that will be setting up for next main story. Kelly Sue DeConnick is not writing the story, so she's probably took a break and then she came back and was like, oh, I'm not going to write this issue. Can you write this issue while I'm doing other projects? Or my main project will need all my focus. I'm behind issue 55, so I'm very close behind. I'm dealing with the Mecha Black Manta versus Aquaman, which is pretty cool. The Mecha Black Manta, which really dope idea. I love it. Almost done with that, so I'm happy with that. The Aqua Baby thing, this is what like the second Aqua Baby I've read in all my comic history. I'm still interested in what Kelly Sue DeConnick is doing with Aquaman, so if you are trying to get to Aquaman, this is pretty much like a soft oh, I could pick this up and know what I'm reading into. Or if you're like me, who's reading all Aquaman, who read all the Aquaman books, you're like, oh, I know where this story, where this is going to go. But you're like, I want to know what Aquaman's doing right now, so, or like what I'm jumping onto. This will be kind of like a good jumping on point. Not a perfect jumping on point, but a jumping on point nonetheless. We're going to go to the next book, which is Avengers number 29, written by Jason Aaron, art by Ed McGuinness. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Starbrand Reborn, Part 3, The Rise of the War Widow. The battle for the Starbrand heats up like a supernova as Captain Marvel goes toe-to-toe with Firelord. Ghost Rider races the Silver Surfer, and Broad Thor tries to eat the Avengers. Meanwhile, the Black Widow kicks much butt in outer space with a bold new weapon in her arsenal. That's right, the Black Widow plus War Machine armor equals the all-new, all-deadly War Widow. I'm in part 1 at the moment. I kind of like what they're doing, because right now what Jason Aaron is doing, they're focusing on like eras of like Marvel. His first story arc was dealing with the Celestials, and then we dealt with the race of the Ghost Riders, and then we get those one shots of the million BC Avengers, and also we get the tie-ins to War of the Realms, and now we're dealing with Starbrand because we're going to go deeper into the lore of Starbrand, which is really cool. A character I really don't know much about, so this is pretty much a good like get to know character. But pretty much if you want to jump on issue 27. That's really what the new story arc really begins. So pick up issue 27, 28, 29 when you go to the comic book shop this Wednesday. I do recommend pick up issue 27 to know like what's going on. Like, oh my god. But yeah, we're gonna go move on to the next book, which is Batman's Grave #4, written by Warren Ellis, art by Brian Hitch. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Why did a blackmailer become a murderer? How does the Batman survive an opponent who can kill him with his own mind? Find out all this and more in the latest chapter of the 12-issue miniseries from writer Warren Ellis and artist Brian Hitch. Now, I do like what they're doing. It's a bit detective work / action / like I can't do everything, but like I'll take I'll take it step at a time. I do like the story, and let me say this: I love it, Brian Hitch. I think you're doing a fantastic job on this Batman miniseries, and I can't wait for more. Now, is this a good jumping on point? No, you want to jump on issue 1 because that's really where it all begins. Because again, it's 12-issue miniseries, so you around 6. That's where That's where I'm gonna really recommend you pick up the book. But if you don't, you gotta wait for the trade. But I do recommend it because it's a good crime mystery. Next book, Flash #86, written by Joshua Williamson, art by Christian Deuce, and the price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. The Flash battles Captain Cold for the last time. The Rogue's reign is a brutal battle for power over Central City, but the tides are turning and the reign approaches a deadly end. With the Speed Force in chaos, can Glider help channel Flash's powers long enough to overthrow her brother, Captain Cold? Now, I don't know if this is the final issue, to be honest. Do I recommend this jumping on point? No, because one, I think it's the end of a story arc / in the middle of a story arc. Because what issue I read Flash today, but basically, yeah. When after the Speed Force something happened with Zoom. Happened with Zoom. The Speed Force is in chaos. So if you try to use the Speed Force right now, if you're a speedster, it's chaotic. It's like a mega bomb, basically. And it's very dangerous because Barry and Wally, and I forget the other chick's name. But yeah, they can't control the Speed Force. They're trying to train themselves, but they're like, I can't control it. It's not like before. And how can you teach us, Barry, when you can't even control the Speed Force? So I like what Joshua Williamson is doing. He is my favorite Flash writer at the moment. He's really the only my favorite Flash writer, because he's really what kind of jumped me on to Flash. But yeah, I really can't wait for how this story arc is going to end. Is this a good jumping on point? Unfortunately not. But I'll let you know when the next story arc is good to jump on. Moving on to Flash Forward #5, written by Scott Lobdell, art by Brett Booth and Norm Rapmund. The price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Wally West has gotten to the heart of the mission to save the multiverse, and the heart he found was his own. When it's discovered that the dark multiverse world that's threatening all of existence is the world in which Wally's children are alive, our hero must overcome his greatest fears, regrets, and anger to do what's right. But what's right is the hardest thing anyone would ever imagine doing: letting go. Now, do I recommend this? No. It's a 6-issue mini. It's going to end next month. And they said it's going to have big ramifications for the character of Wally. Now, I love Wally West. I love what they did in Titans. I love what he did in Rebirth. But what happened to Heroes in Crisis and what's going on now, I'm like, what can you do with the character to redeem him? Because Heroes in Crisis was I want to say, about a year ago it ended. No, about a year ago it kind of started, because it lasted like 9 months when it originally was supposed to be like a 7-issue miniseries. I think it just started now in January and February. Now, I do like the concept of the Heroes in Crisis, but execution wise it didn't go so well. Basically what happened, Wally killed everyone. He killed his best friend, Arsenal. He killed a bunch of heroes that he blamed on someone else. And he's like, oh, I don't want to get blamed. I was too... People wouldn't understand me. I was like, dude, you had Barry who could understand you. You had a bunch of heroes that could understand you. But you chose to hide a crime. Nonetheless, do I recommend this? No. But if you really want to know what's happening to Wally, to how he's being redeemed, sort of. Also, because he never got to see his children again. Because before Rebirth, Wally was married, he had children. But when Rebirth happened, or New 52 happened, that kind of, his history was erased. But when he got pulled forward, he had his memory still. He's like, oh, he talked to Linda. Linda was his wife. And she's like, I don't know you, do. You're a creep. And he's like, oh, I can't come back to this world. Bye. And he talked to Barry. Him and Barry had this emotional moment in Rebirth. DC Universe Rebirth. What? DC Rebirth. Oh, yeah, DC Universe Rebirth. It was the most emotional moment in comic book history for me. Because, holy crap, that had me in tears. But, yeah. I really don't know where this is going to end up. I hear it's not going to end with a happy ending. But hopefully they do something with Wally, because Wally is one of my favorite speedsters, and I hope they do something with him. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is Iron Man 2020, number 1, written by Dan Slott, and writer Chris Gage, and art by Pete Woods. The price is $4.99, and this is a description of the book. The future is now. Artificial intelligences presents a clear and present danger to humanity and must be brought to heal. The robot rebellion battles for the establishment of robot rights, and Arnold Stark is Iron Man. Plus, Pete Wood's main cover art will feature a 5th color fluorescent ink treatment. Now, what do I think of this? I think this is a new mini that will set up the new Iron Man book, because I don't know what happened at the end of Iron Man number 19. Tony Stark Iron Man number 19, because I'm close to reading that. It's in my pile. But from what I hear, it's not looking good for Iron Man. But we'll see. Now, do I recommend this? Yes, it's a new number 1, and I always recommend number 1s. Now, if it's a mini, you don't have to pick it up. Again, this is just my knowledge, what I'm trying to say. If you really want to dive deep who Arnold Stark is Tony Stark's brother. Yes, Tony Stark has a brother. But I'll leave you to that. If you want to know more about Arnold Stark, read this. But yeah, is this a good jumping on point? Yes. But it's a little trippy, I'll just say that. But moving on. Next book, Jessica Jones Blind Spot number 1, written by Kelly Thompson, art by Mattia De Lulis. The price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Jessica Jones was once the costume superhero known as Jewel. She sucked at it. Now she's a private investigator at her own firm, Alias Investigations. She sucks less at that. With the Purple Man gone, her relationship with her husband, Luke Cage, and her daughter, Danielle, is better than ever. But her past always comes knocking, and when a woman whose case she's fumbled winds up dead on her office floor, Jessica goes from private investigator to prime suspect. Can she find the real serial killer and clear her name? Now, I do believe this is a mini series, if I remember this. If not, if it's an ongoing series, good. Because I missed Jessica Jones after Michael Bendis left. He left it at a cliffhanger, and I don't know what happened, because I think it went digital for a while, and now she's come back with a new book, which I'm like, yes, I like Jessica Jones. I mean, her characters, like, some stuff happened to me. I'm not the same person. I moved on. I'm a little bit rough around the edges, but I'll help you. Oh, I'm rough around the edges. Just when you ask for help, pay me. But yeah, I do like the character, and it's a new number 1, so I do recommend it. So if you go at the comic book shop, pick that up. Moving on, Justice League Odyssey number 17, written by Dan Abnett, art by Will Conrad. And the price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, and the new JLO have their first encounter with their lost friend, Cyborg. Will Victor Stone's hidden messages be the clue to release him from Darkseid's deadly grip, or is Vic gone forever? And how much is Jessica willing to risk to save her old friends? Okay, to be honest, I think this is a new story arc, if I remember, because I think I read issue. Yeah, it's a new story arc because it's not continuing Lost and Found, and it's a new story arc. So if you want to jump on this, jump on it. But I don't recommend it because just the Odyssey is still building up from what it started in issue 1, and this is like one of those stories where you need to read issue 1 or issue 4 to know what's going on, because a lot is happening on this. Like, a lot. Darkseid is back, and Vic is one of his one of the new gods, with Starfire and Azrael. But it's good. It's good. I do like it, so I do recommend it. But just give me a heads up. You might get lost when you read this. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Legion of Superheroes #3, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Travis Moore, and Ryan Soak. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. You knew there was no way John Kent was going to leave his best friend behind. Welcome to the future, Damian Wayne. This is such a terrible idea. Also, meet the new Legionnaires as they head to a secret undercover mission on their first man-made planet Gotham. Every page on this DC epic plants seeds and ideas that will blast out across the DC universe for months to come. All this and Monster Boy is on the loose. I read issue 1. Issue 1 is interesting because it brings up a lot of ideas. That's what Brian Michael Bendis does. It brings up ideas, but execution-wise, I don't know how it's going to turn out. But luckily, it's new. You can pick up issue 1, and then you can decide from there if you like it, because issue 1 is very interesting. But if you do like Bendis, or if you know what Bendis likes to give a lot of monologues. So I will give you a heads up on that. He likes to talk a lot. But yeah, I do recommend it. It's fun, but I gotta read issue 2 as well. Issue 2 was like delayed for like 2 weeks too as well. But yeah, I'm grabbing it. So we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Nightwing #68, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Ronan Cliquette. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Being a superhero often means layers of identities. For Rick Grayson, he once had a life as a sidekick to Batman, a life he forgot when a terrible gunshot wound erased his memories. When his long-lost grandfather, who is also a super assassin called Talon, returned to his life and implanted false memories into his brain that added another layer. Now with Talon vanquished, Rick Grayson has to shake loose the truth. Is he the man he has created for himself, or is he still some of the old Nightwing lurking around inside his head? Even if he wanted to, could Rick be Nightwing again when 4 other people have put on the mask and picked up where he left off? Whichever it is, Talon made a mess of his current life, and now Rick has to start putting it all back together. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get Nightwing back. This is what it sounds like. But is this like a good jumping off point? That's where it gets tricky with Nightwing, because I still have to read this issue 67. Okay, basically, if you're trying to read this, I suggest 66. Read issue 66. That's where this kind of is leading on to. And it's interesting because it's something Talon always wanted Dick Grayson to be. So I do recommend it. I really like Dan Jurgens' writing, so I do recommend it. But pick up issue 66 to know what's going on. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, six more books, and I'm done talking. So, next book, The Question, the Deaths of Vic Sage, #2, written by Jeff Lemire and art by Bill Sinquezki. I can't pronounce the last name. The price is $6.99 because it's a black label book. If it's a black label book, it will cost more. But this is the description of the book. In modern day Hub City, Vic Sage died. Then he woke up in Hub City in the 1800s. The legend of the man with no face rides across the Old West, discovering a shocking connection running through history all the way to the day he died, and pointing to more carnage yet to come. Now, oh my god, this is so question. This is so in character with the question. It's a good mystery. And the thing is, the Question is one of the greatest detectives in the DC universe, up there with Batman, and yeah, up there with Batman. I mean, yeah, and the thing is, I love the Question. Issue #1 came out 2 months ago, so in November, so I do recommend this. It's fun and it's a good read. It took me about 30 to 40 minutes to read. I'm like, I like it. I like the pacing. The art's good. It's a good action slash investigation, and how it's a little bit political. Not too political, but just the right amount of political where you're like, yeah, okay, I could see that. So I do recommend it. Yeah, next book. Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider #2, written by Dennis Halliam, art by Scott Hepburn. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Cosmic Ghost Rider is ready to burn a fiery swath across the cosmos, but he's picked up a rogue Earth hitchhiker along the way. Will Cammy's presence become the rider's own form of penance, or will his thirst for vengeance just add fuel to the flames? Don't miss out as these two rebels' paths converge as they embark on a two-person crusade against one of the biggest crime syndicates in the cosmos. I didn't read issue 1 because it came out last month, so I'm slowly catching up on. And as you know, I was on vacation and I was dealing with work and family stuff. So I suggest you read issue 1 and decide like if you want to read it or not. So far I do like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'll give him that. It's one of the new characters that's just, he's been good. So I'll give him that. Whew. But yeah, do I recommend this? Yes. Pick up issue 1 though. Next up, Spider-Man The Black Cat Strikes #1, written by Dennis Halliam, art by Luca Maresca. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Enter the formidable Felicia Hardy, and a shocking revelation. As if the events of Marvel's Spider-Man Velocity and City of War weren't harrowing enough, Spider-Man finds himself in the middle of a gang war in New York City. But as he butts heads with the likes of Hammerhead and Magia, the unexpected reappearance of old flame Felicia Hardy, also known as Black Cat, sets Spider-Man's world on fire. Black Cat's heroic days are behind her, but what is the secret behind the treasure she's thieving? And why would Spider-Man let her go? Delve into a previously untold tales of Spider-Man and Black Cat's relationship, and a shocking ending that will make your webs spin. Don't miss the excitement as your farewell crawler returns in the next Gameverse series. Now, I do like the Gameverse series books. I think this is like a 5-issue mini, so if you like the video game, this book is kind of like that. It's totally that world. But what I didn't like, City of War. Whoever said do the game but in comic book form, City of War, just retell the game in comic book form, I hate you, because that was so stupid. Because you play the game, you already know the ending. But other than that, yeah, because issue 5 Velocity, which I didn't get on my pull list because I didn't put on my pull list. I was grabbing it, and then I found out, yeah, they sold out every issue issue 5 of Spider-Man Velocity. I'm like, huh. Now I can't find any copy anywhere of Spider-Man Velocity number 5. I have to buy it online. But yeah, I do like this. I'm picking up Iron Man and Thor, and a Hulk one's coming out for the Gameverse. But yeah, these are good. These are as good as the main series, which is very weird. But yeah, I do recommend this, and it's also a new number 1. We're gonna move on. Teen Titans number 38, written by Adam Glass, art by Bernard Chang. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The other's identity has been revealed, and it's someone close to Damien. Now that that he understands the other's mission, will Damien be tempted to join him? How will the rest of the team react to Roundhouse's rescue attempt after he cruelly betrayed them? And will the Djinn ever escape her ring? Now, this kind of spoils it, but yeah, Roundhouse was the main person who was Roundhouse is the guy who betrayed the team. Because around Teen Titans issue 33, 34, Deathstroke revealed, like, you have a mole. And nobody knew who the mole was. Even I didn't know. I'm like, who could be the mole? I'm like, because I like Roundhouse. He's a really relatable character. And I was like, okay. And then we got the shock and reveal, like, oh, I'm the whole bad guy. I'm the mole. I'm like, what? I didn't see that coming. That's interesting. But I do feel like this is not Teen Titans to me. This really hasn't felt like Teen Titans. And I really wish Adam Glass would either change the story or get a different writer. Unfortunately, Adam Glass, dude, this is kind of like a junior Suicide Squad at this point. Because Damien doesn't act like Damien. He's locking up criminals. He's reforming them. Doesn't work that way. Because I know how that's going to end. It's going to blow up in his face. Watch. But moving on to the next book. Is it a good jumping on point? No. And I rarely get to say that. Okay? Next up, Valkyrie Jane Foster number 7. Written by Jason Aaron. Also by Al Ewing. Art by Perez. And the price is $3.99. And this is the description of the book. Time of death now. Valkyrie teams up with Marvel's mightiest medics to save the life of the ultimate patient, Death herself. With a universal force on the cosmic operating table, the end of everything is one slip of the scalpel away. But has one of Jane's surgical teams forgotten their Hippocratic oath? Yeah, okay, so a good jump on point is issue 6. Because issue 1 through 5 were the main, like, chunk of the story for, like, introducing who Valkyrie Jane Foster is. After the event of, War of the Realms. Sorry. My mind forgot. But, yeah. I do like this. This is good. I could tell when Jason Aaron is writing. I could tell when Al Ewing is writing. When it comes to space, cosmic, weird stuff, Al Ewing is writing it. When it comes to inner monologue of Jane Foster, Jason Aaron is writing it. But these two guys writing it, I mean, this book is really good. I do recommend it, so I like it. I dig it. Next up, Venom, The End, number 1. Written by Adam Warren and art by Ciampa. The price is $4.99, and this is a description of the book. The final Venom story. The alien symbiote who bonded with Eddie has been through a lot, but not nearly as much as he has coming. In a tale that literally spans over a trillion years, Venom travels the length of space and time as the last defender of life in the universe. Now, the end one-shots are basically like the last stories of each character. So there's one for Doctor Strange, Miles Morales, Venom, and like 2 other people. I know Captain America, Doctor Strange, Miles Morales, and Venom. Okay, one more person. And I think there's one for Captain Marvel as well. I don't know. I do like this idea of like like, oh, the last story for this character, so, but I don't at the same time, because if you tell that, like, someone else can retcon it anytime, or it's like the old man universe where it's like, it's kind of in the end, but not really in a different universe. But yeah, that's all the books coming out every this Wednesday. So let me know in the comments below which books you're excited for. I can let you know right now. I'm excited for Batman's Grave, Jessica Jones, and The Question. Yeah, those 3 books. Because I like The Question. He's one of my favorite characters. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's all at a random nerd 2016. I have all my socials as the same Twitter and Instagram handle, so it's much easier to find me. But yeah, also let me know what books you want me to talk about this week. Yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys like, and yeah, have a good day, good night, or good morning. Bye bye.